All right, hello there. I am here with Winnie Wiggle, and I can't talk. Wiggle,
I'm Winnie Wiggle today. Winnie
wiggle, wiggle,
Wiggle.
wiggle.
Yeah, this
And
is
I
Winnie
am
Wriggle, and
physics.
I'm
Hello.
visiting physics in her test world
Yes, hi.
to take a look at.
Yes,
Drum
so
roll.
drum roll. Yes. Well, since this is the happy holidays and we're looking for peace on Earth, I have worked out a very efficient iron farm for peaceful mode. And although you see a creeper back there, this does work in peaceful mode, but I have it I'm doing comparisons with actual other iron farms so that this is competitive with scare tactic iron farms.
Okay,
So
cool.
there you'll see the creeper right there. So this is not
Yeah.
in peaceful, but it does work in peaceful. It's been tested in peaceful. This is
Okay.
just so what we have here, and we'll start with the furthest here, is a standard uh peaceful mode iron farm that has 5 villagers that will scare up a golem, which should be like every minute and 15 seconds. So I'm surprised we haven't seen one yet. And then down below is like I ran a test in here. So it made 3 stacks plus in about an hour.
Nice.
And the thing is, like, they don't scare up anything, or not, they don't create iron golems at nighttime because they're all asleep. And I don't know, guys, why aren't you? They should, as I said, every minute and 15 seconds, almost like clockwork, they usually spawn one.
And what is the mechanism for making them scared enough and peaceful?
So they changed the spawning mechanics uh, for iron farms because there we go. People were complaining that it was really difficult to do to get enough iron from iron farms in peaceful mode. And so they actually changed the mechanic that if you have 5 beds and not composters, but a workstation. And I'm not even 100% sure now that you even have to have the workstations, but they will,
Yeah.
if there's not an iron golem around, that they would go, a group of 5 will spawn golems, as you see.
Okay,
that
so
does
just
work.
like they'll be like, hey, we're alone. We should have a golem friend.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. But of course, it doesn't work at night because they're all asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least, I mean, half the time is pretty great. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And so it's less, it should be about 2.8 stacks an hour. I tried to do the math on it and I kept realizing that there's like partial amounts that I had to account for, but a little bit less than 3 stacks an hour is not shabby.
No, that is great.
Yeah.
So it's a 3x7, 2 blocks high, with 3 cauldrons of lava down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There are the villagers and the beds.
Yeah.
And it drops through a powdered snow block.
Yes.
Into a hopper, which has got a minecart hopper on top of it with sand and cactus, so that if it does overflow, it'll eat all the overflowy things and your server won't lag.
Yes.
Which we love.
Yes. I like to make it so that there's no overflow. Like you don't come back and you find that there's a ton of items lagging things out. And the snow makes sure that it drops and hits into the square, because otherwise if you even put blocks around it and let it drop, it sometimes will fling itself. It'll continue to movement and you may lose some. So this really helps with it being lossless.
Is there an alternative to the powdered snow?
You can make a chute, like make it 2 long down, like bring it down about 2 all the way around it.
Could I use a cobweb?
Yes, you can use a cobweb, but sometimes it sticks on the edge of cobwebs for some reason. So you have to watch about that and it takes
powdered snow's still the best.
Okay. Yeah, powdered snow is the best, and it falls a lot faster.
And in case it was unclear, there is water in here that's been put in one corner. I've got shaders on, so it's not
It's like super clear. Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah, it's super clear.
it's kind of a little reflective. But yes, basically, I put a bucket of water in, however long that is, and you said you counted it up. I think it's a
Yeah, it's 3x7
3 by
inside.
7. Yeah, I always have to
The
recount it.
opening is 3x7,
And
which makes sense because water goes 8 blocks.
Yes. And so if I got rid of this one here, it'd shoot out.
Yeah.
Ta-da. Yeah, and so this
Cool.
is a minimal design. It like literally is like the least number of blocks that you can have like an efficient farm. Because
Mhm.
when they try to spawn a golem, they'll try 5 times to find a place where it can spawn to. And so this platform is probably like it's like 98% efficient, this platform size. So you're
Cool.
not going to get like 100% spawns if you're looking for that like 99.99% spawn rate. This isn't it, but it's like it's the best bang for the buck without having to like do 6 layers all surrounding it 360 degrees and spending 100 hours building a farm for that extra 0.2 efficiency.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, so that's your standard. And then over here is the improved efficiency. And the spawning mechanism is by agitating the villagers via chicken eggs thrown at them.
I see you have a naked snowman over here too.
Yeah, that's just for fun. Okay, yeah, it just went off and see it spawns a golem. And
Okay, and so your villagers are actually inside these blocks in the composters.
yes, and I have a couple of designs, and I went ahead and went with solid blocks here in case something untoward happens and your chicks start escaping, which I've tested this for 2 days straight. In this design, they don't escape. But if somehow like you disturb the chickens, they will, and they realize they can move, it's a mess. Like, and then that's what this red block, the solid block, knee high of the villagers. If the chickens get out, they'll like suffocate the chicks. But it's better just to light the fires and toast them before that happens. Anyways, I'm going through the negative parts. That's like a very rare case. Like if you accidentally break a block and they like run everywhere, then you might as well just light the fire. So what's going on here is when you throw eggs at villagers, they get agitated. They're like, ow, that hurts. And then if a golem hasn't spawned within 35 seconds, then they have all countdowns and they'll look for a place to spawn. And so they won't spawn every time they get hit, but they do a pretty good job of spawning when they do get hit.
Mm.
And so I have it timed out so that instead of just having a regular timer that it's every 8 ticks, or yeah, every other 8 ticks, I want to collect some eggs because if you can hit multiple villagers at the same time and repeatedly, like after a pause, then you have a better chance of getting a golem spawning. And so that's what this section of redstone is doing. So I have, I want to be careful. I'll use mud. I don't want to accidentally spawn a golem where it doesn't need to be. So I'm just going to explain a burnout timer, which is, and golems will not spawn on mud, which is one of the reasons why I like using it. So here is the burnout timer. And so you have that, and then you can have it, you can find out like a certain direction, and then that's not it. Maybe it is. Yep, okay. When you can get them both blinking at the same time, it'll reset itself. And if you wait about 8 ticks, it'll go again. Or a little bit longer than that. I should know the actual numbers. But I use this as a timer. It'll just keep continuing to do that until it gets perturbed somehow. But what I do is I have an update here so it won't go off. Like when you update, it'll go off.
Right.
But this one, it'll stay just like that. It'll be already burned out. But anytime this far egg container, which you got your chickens, a hopper going into a dispenser. So as soon as only this one has 24 chickens in it, or 23, and it about every 20 seconds, give or take, because it's a probability, an egg will be laid. And so that's my timer. Instead of the faster timer, which we saw before, this is now a 20-second timer, approximately, because it's, again, probability. And then the other two is during that extra time is collecting eggs. So you like seeing here, this one in the middle has 3 eggs, and then on the far right, it has 1 egg. That means they're going to get multiple hits instead of just 1 egg hitting the villagers. You've now like have more chances of agitation.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, so what I have here is for the water. And so you could burn off the little chicks and make this like a less complicated version. But it's like, you're making all these chicks, so you might as well get the food from them, which makes this even more complicated. But it took a while to figure out how to make sure the chickens won't escape.
Yeah.
But if you wait long enough, the chickens will grow up, and then they'll merge into this water logged slab, and then they'll float up to the top and drown.
Oh.
And that's why there's 3 water streams, is so that they
And
collect.
so this is an iron and chicken and feather farm. Okay, that would have been really important to know at the beginning.
Oh, yes. So you're
Because
getting both.
that's cool.
Yeah, you
Okay, so iron, chicken, and cactus farm, apparently.
Yes. Yes. So like this is the Christmas goose with presents.
Christmas goose, peaceful, iron farm.
Yes. See, here's the chicken, just got it. See, they float up. And then
Nice. And then they're in the waterlogged slab, and so any second they'll start taking damage.
my breath. I'm like,
Sorry, chickens. We didn't touch anything.
it always takes longer when you're waiting. There we
Yep,
go.
there they go.
Ah,
And there go the drops.
yep.
And just like the other farm, there is a bucket of water put in one of the corners.
Although there's actually 3 buckets of water because
3 buckets.
I'm using the water stream coming to make sure the chickens can drops will go through, and that's what the side
gotcha.
water, the side water bit. Let's see. Let me get a bucket.
So it pulls the drops, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you can
Gotcha.
control your water streams by adding water to waterloggable things. So like if I took away the water on the sides of these leaves, you can see it just goes straight.
Yep.
And it, if you drop your item to the side here, then it's going to get trapped.
Yeah.
But by adding water to the leaves, you can force.
Make everything go to the center, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Here, I'll
That's a
grab
very cool trick.
there and get my bucket back.
Yay, peaceful iron farm. And chicken. Christmas goose. Peaceful Christmas goose iron farm
Yes, with decoration.
with decoration.
Yeah, and I've added, the few things I've added is like I went ahead and put this brick wall underneath. And the purpose behind that is, is that I don't want the chickens, when they grow up, to get trapped in this little gap between the hopper And
Oh
so
yeah.
I found that by adding this wall underneath here, it's just enough to push them to the center so they won't grow. They won't grow and
Okay.
hit that spot.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, if I add more things to try to contain the chickens, then they get more unruly. So this is like the stream down best, like the least number of blocks designed for this particular farm. That's kind of my objective. I always want to make the least number of block farm that's the most efficient and the cheapest. So it's
Yes.
like really easy to get all these parts. Like you do have to go to the Nether to grab your comparator. And that's like, and if you don't want to do that, then you can get rid of this comparator and just let it, what I showed you before, just do the burnout timer.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then
touch it.
I won't
It's
touch
fine.
this
We
one.
saw it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you add that burnout timer instead, and then you don't even have to worry about going and getting a quartz. Everything else is collectible without even going to the Nether. This just adds like a 5% more efficiency.
Yeah.
They get thwacked more often this way. Huh. And on beds, I like controlling where my, it's important, actually, in this design, it's super important that the villagers are contained, because they have to get hit by the eggs. If they don't get hit by the eggs will go flying off into the wee distance, and then you
And
really
you'll get
will
chickens.
then you'll get chickens. You
Yeah.
really will have a chicken problem. Yeah.
So you want them to get the face with the eggs. And for anybody who doesn't know, no mob takes damage from an egg being thrown at them. So your villagers aren't at risk.
Correct. Yeah, they don't take any damage from this, so they can be happily annoyed for ever.
As any good iron farm would make them. Annoy the villagers forever to get all the iron.
Yeah.
And chicken and feathers.
And an occasional cacti.
Yes. So this is a triple combo farm.
It is. I mean, I like having the cacti there to make sure that it doesn't overflow. So it's one of my favorite ways to collect. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete overkill bonus, I think. I always have something.
So like if you haven't been out to a desert yet, don't worry about it.
Correct.
But once your iron farm is running, you'll have plenty of iron to make the mine cart and the hoppers.
Exactly. Oh, and that's the other thing too. It's like if you don't have your cauldrons yet, you can put blocks in.
Yeah, just solid blocks
just,
will do the same thing.
Yep, solid blocks. But you have to do a full grid.
Yeah.
If you do the full grid, like if you start with that red grid, although then they'll spawn on top of that, so I better not do that. But like using mud blocks is best. Then you have to. I almost had a golem spawn on top of that. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, if like you use mud blocks, or you got to make sure that you put something on top of that grid pattern.
Yeah.
And you can start that way. It's just slower. It takes about 45 seconds to dispatch with an iron golem that way versus 15 seconds this way. This is just much more efficient. It's all about efficiency. Ho, ho, ho.
It is. And economy of pieces.
Yep.
And I'm guessing the snowman is just for the holiday spirit of it all.
Yes, it is. That's why I even
Okay, good.
cropped his helmet. So I did.
Yeah, it also has the advantage of keeping him from melting in the sun.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I think they only just melt in the rain. I didn't know they melted in the sun.
Oh, yeah, in the rain. That's what I mean, I think.
I think I have rain turned off on this test world. Yeah. Let's see. There goes another guy. Any questions? Anything you want me to explain?
No, I think this is great. I think it's pretty straightforward in terms of all the blocks. I've circled around it enough that I've seen all the pieces.
That's pretty
I
straightforward.
think the burnout timer is a little delicate. I guess a reminder to folks, once you get it going, don't touch it.
Oh no, on this one, it's robust. That's one of the benefits of this is because
Oh, because you have it triggered off an egg laying.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
So
okay.
this one won't be like, this is very robust. Like, the other one is tricky. Sometimes it will burn out and not start again. But this one always has a trigger to start it again. So that's
Very
another
cool.
reason why I actually like this design. Even though it's a little bit more expensive, I think it's worth having that and it's not going off unnecessarily. Because the other one will just go off, like it's not dependent on whether eggs have been laid. Which means that it may go off and it's just empty, and then you hear, and you're unnecessarily creating noise and an event in your world. And who wants that?
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody.
So with that,
Nobody.
I have not your peaceful, but I have a chicken farm for you that uses however many chickens you want instead of entity cramming. And I know I've shown you a bunch of different types, but I will show you, if you follow me, it will be another little chicken farm. And it was kind of, these are hand in hand, because as I developed a better chicken farm and ideas of how to kill off or dispatch processed chickens, it gave me better understandings of how I could create that farm that we just saw.
So many farms as we go down this river.
Yes. So
crazy.
So these are basically the same, but I have two slightly different things. But this is the same timer that you saw before.
Yeah.
But we only have one set of chickens. And you don't have to have you can have as many as you want. You can have 4 chickens, 8 chickens. This one has the full 24. Just because I want to, when I test it, I want to get as many laying as possible, as fast as possible. But you don't like having that many chickens in your world. So,
yeah.
Right? So this is designed so you can have your 4 chickens, sitting there laying eggs. And so if you come over here, you can see inside of it, and it's compact. And I've got it shoots into a hopper, and then little chickens. You can kind of, if you go down one level, you can see the little chicken legs.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Yep. So they're all crammed in
they're
there.
Inside the hopper. Okay, cool.
Yep. And the wall underneath kind of makes sure that they stay up far enough so they don't fall down onto the ground. So when they grow up, in this one, they'll get suffocated by the mud block. But occasionally, and this is what I'm testing right now, is that you will have an escaped item. Occasionally that'll pop out someplace you don't want it to be. Yeah, and this is designed to go, because it's items are tricky that way.
Because it's Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft item elevator, always with the unpredictability.
And it drives me insane because I don't want any loss. So I try to create lossless farms. And that's why I do all the tweaks. That's like all these farms are good, but they have a loss or something's inefficient about them. So I have to try something different. And then over here in the ground is exactly the same design, but buried.
Nice.
But the difference is,
I love that.
So it's pretty. And the difference is I'm testing out whether the snow, I don't want him escaping, whether the snow is a better way to kill off the chicken. See how that...
Oh, yeah, and the drops fell out the side.
Yep. And that doesn't happen very often, but that's a good example of like why I put the snow here. Oh, you could... What are you doing?
Closing up your hole in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Because I fell in it.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
so if you go into spectator mode, if I can spell that, you can
Oh, I
see
see.
you see this one better, but it's exactly the same. The only difference is that instead of having a mud block to suffocate, it's got the snow, and it does take longer to dispatch, but I will check. So that's has 14 versus
So it's
19.
a
Okay, they're about the
dispenser
same.
with a hopper put into it. The snow blocks on. It's powdered snow, right?
It is powdered snow, yes.
Okay. Powdered snow on top of the hopper, which is all on top of a wall, which is also on top of a magma block. Does that just have light in there?
Well, it's a dual purpose. In case something happens and you accidentally release the chickens and they do move out of their containment, they fall
Mhm.
to the ground, they'll get rid of themselves. They'll burn off.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And it's more like a safety valve. They shouldn't ever fall down
Yeah.
there for any reason, but let's say something does happen, like a chicken does escape, and then you start getting, like, it hasn't happened on this one, but you may get a chicken where you shouldn't get one, and it doesn't die, and it just lives there forever and ever. It may create like you may get other little chickens, and most likely this will give it a place to go as a little chick.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the purpose of it.
I love that it's so non-existent up here. Like it's just a little group of chickens.
Yep, and that's the idea. Is like I want it to be like super cute, and you could do all sorts of stuff to make it pretty. Like I have an example over here of I used the water stream instead to collect the chickens, very similar to what we were seeing on the iron farm.
Yeah.
I ran away over here, but you can see like this one here is another lossless, but what I've used is water, and which is kind of cool. The question is like, what are you willing to build? Like, if you like this design, then this is a better design in terms of like it's a faster kill.
Yeah, and this is great. I like this with the little. It's like a little miniature well
Mm-hmm.
with the lantern and the farms around it. That's great.
Yeah. So cute chicken farm, and then it's back here if you want to check. It's in this, and that one's almost full because I've let it be.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then I showed you this before, but we've got the chicken farm with, this is kind of one of my favorites is I can dispatch the chickens with pufferfish.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually an up top collection system.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like the sheep farm. See?
Yeah, yeah. Very cool.
But then you have like, it annoys me because to make sure you don't lose any of them, then you've got to add this extra couple blocks on top, which kind of defeats the purpose for having an up top collection system.
Yeah.
But this one does
That's
pretty
fine.
good. I mean, it's here. I just saw this one, but it's immediate. Like that's the wonderful thing about the pufferfish is that you don't have any extra grown chickens, man. As soon as you don't have to wait 45 seconds for them to freeze or for them to suffocate or anything like that. Like
He's just like pow pow.
pow pow, like 2 seconds, man. Hit. You're done.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
Very
do like this
cool.
one. And
I love
that's,
it.
so that's pretty much it. But you can see like all my different versions
Yeah.
just everywhere. And you can tell that some of them did not work because they escaped.
Yes, there are many escapees around,
And then I
which
pretty
I
much,
find amusing.
yeah, I pretty much like tried to shut down the ones that don't work. And then, but the ones that didn't work like they will collect because I'll leave it for an hour and I'll come back and then they will scatter, and then I think I will, dispatch them all, and then I turn around and all of a sudden like they come back. So sometimes I can't tell if like one is escaping or something like that, but that's why I moved to a new area to test out. And yep. But that's it. Like that's my chicken saga and peaceful iron farms.
I love it. Thank you for the tour.
Yeah, there's even baby ones. Like this is a baby iron farm right here with like a compact peaceful iron farm.
That's really cool.
And then the chickens, like, yeah, this like bucket is full. The only thing annoying about this one is that
their items floating.
Yeah, it's here. I can clear this out. But yeah, the problem with this is that it's always clicking, which is nobody wants that.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
That's the negative about trying to make it super compact. But I still think like for a peaceful iron farm, like making it with and a chicken.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Winnie, I have taken up enough of your holiday cheer. So I don't know if you want to go back to the...
Day.
It is. I don't know if we want to go back to the original peaceful iron farm and say goodbye there.
Sure.
Fly back. So many experiments. So much iron.
So much iron.
I did want to say, it's like I did decorate these purposely to be Christmassy colors.
Yeah.
So you don't have to follow this scheme. You just have to use solid blocks versus glass. I like using glass. You don't even have to use glass on most of these.
I like glass because we like watching the iron golems be dispatched.
Yep. But actually, you don't even need...
And we know it's working.
Exactly. You don't even need that. This is the simplest because you just drop the guys in and they're easy to sleep and contain and everything.
5 villagers, 5 workstations.
Yep.
Face your head of your bed towards the farm.
They don't even need to be facing. Yeah. I just do that because I can take advantage of corralling them with the glass blocks of the farm.
Mm-hmm.
I could have even raised it one and used the walls to corral it to make it, but I haven't tested it. I don't know if moving it up or down makes any difference. It shouldn't make that much of a difference of where they spawn. As long as it's no more than 6 up or 6 down, a golem's gonna spawn near a villager.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that 6 up or 6, that's from the head of their bed, right?
Their head. Their head.
Or the villager's head.
It's the villager's head. So that changes. Okay. That's why I always try to control where the head is so I know. But that's a 2 block difference up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So but usually when they're agitated, they're going to be awake. So, but it's their head, villager head.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. I'm move back this way. Winnie always does a great third person view.
It's habit.
It's habit. Well, it's great habit because it's much more interesting for people. You're throwing eggs. Don't throw eggs. You can throw eggs. There's plenty. There's plenty of chickens, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Chickens.
There's so many chickens. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show you, but we got to say goodbye. And
okay, we can save it for another video. Or okay.
Oh no, I have. I have. Yes. So, happy holidays.